Welcome again to the Babbleheads podcast with Bryson and Corey.
You can do better. Come on, you can do better. I've heard you do better.
Welcome to the Babbleheads podcast with Bryson and Corey. All right, let the pouring begin.
Bush red.
Yes, it's red bush specifically.
Red bush. Yes.
All right, what am I having? You know what? I think it's decanter o'clock.
Ooh, breaking into it early, huh?
Yeah, let's get started hard.
Nice.
That's a big noise.
Yeah, that's surprisingly loud.
You know, if I run my decanter out of whiskey, that means I have to buy more whiskey.
Yes.
Which
if only you had some more laying around somewhere.
Well, here's the problem: is that all of the bottles are almost gone because I drink all my whiskey.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, we are here in the actual studio.
Yeah, with the beautiful table and all the decorations that are very diverse.
All the four of you that follow us on Facebook will have seen the photo updates. Well, here it is.
Yeah.
It lives. It breathes.
Yeah, it looks pretty nice. Surprisingly so.
All right. Easy now.
Hey,
Easy.
the legs. I'm talking about specifically the legs.
Did you expect me to put some real jankety legs on
Well,
there?
I thought I'd see them and I'd be like, oh yeah, those are definitely folding table legs. But, you know, they don't look like folding table legs.
See, now you've told everyone that they're folding table legs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now they're going to say, oh, that's not really a podcast studio, is it? That's just the generic office.
You're
You're still in the generic office.
We've broken the immersion.
The fourth wall has been broken.
Yes, it's all gone. But yeah, so we got the GoPro set up.
Mm-hmm.
I had a nice little trial run the other day. I thought I was going to lose it a couple times, but we're good to go. You know, when you attach a GoPro to a dog and the dog starts running, there's part of you where it's like, was that a good idea?
Yeah, that's true. I'm sure that you have like just a small moment of regret where you're like, oh geez, okay, we're all right.
We're good. You know, and I only caught myself falling once. You know, that's the other benefit of having somebody else recording that doesn't know what they're doing. When you fall, you're going to be on it instead of just, you know, tripping, seeing the floor, getting back up.
True, yeah. When you're on camera falling rather than with a camera falling.
Yeah, which arguably one's better because you might ruin the camera, but...
Yeah.
So far, I'm happy with the GoPro. It took a little bit to get the files off, which, you know, I had hoped it would be as simple as just plugging it in and letting it go, and it wasn't working, and then I realized I was hitting the record button at the power button. I'm like, this should be just as simple as plugging it in and going. And I'm like, what's going on? It says turn it on, and it's good to go. So I downloaded the stupid GoPro Quick Pro or whatever thing, and it uploads it and all that stuff, and I'm like, it's still not working. And the directions on that thing are literally plug it in, turn it on, there you go. And I'm like, I am not this technologically deprived.
Or are you?
And I'm like, what the heck? And I'm like, oh wait, the power button isn't the button that looks like a power button. No, that's the record button. The power button is the button that says mode for whatever reason.
This tiny little button on the side.
But I mean, the camera itself is like that big.
Yeah.
So.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
I'm happy with it.
I'm glad. I'm so glad. I'm happy with it because I didn't have to spend a penny.
Yeah. And I all the attachments.
I mean, I think I probably have about as much invested in this table though as you do in your camera.
Yeah, probably. But, you know. It is what it is. We both get to use them for
what
we want.
It's for the good cause. Yeah. All right. I mean, we are officially in the Babbleheads video studio.
Yeah. Well, I think, too, it's us kind of saying, we want to do this. Let's do it. It doesn't matter what it is. Like, got the GoPro camera, want to edit some videos, I'm going to just do it.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a lot to be said for the appreciation of doing something, not to get really popular with it or really good at it even, but just having that appreciation of like, wow, we've done a couple podcasts now. Looking at the successful podcast, you're like, wow, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a real skill, and that appreciation definitely helps. So, video editing, making a table, even if it's just staining it and putting legs on it.
Hey, that's a thing.
Yeah. I mean, it came out great. But
there's an art to it.
Yeah.
You ought to appreciate art.
I do. And then, of course, we have the selection of whiskeys and stuff.
Yeah, this is just in case we get thirsty.
Yeah. It's not
Basically,
at all that we haven't thought about decoration at all.
We were looking for something to decorate the table. This kind of says a lot about me. This is how we decorated it because this is what was available in the generic office, which is in my house.
The only thing that was really, and it's not even decorative, is the ulu knife I got you from Alaska, which is sitting over here. And that is actually meant to chop vegetables, whatever, and actually be used.
Yes, well, it isn't ever going to be.
But, hey, it's cool.
It is.
I think other than that, we've got a couple random things and bits and bobs, but we'll expand on that, add some cool stuff at some point. But.
Yeah, so more on the video podcast aspect, I think that I wanted to bring up the fact that I am using this video podcast as motivation.
Yeah.
So I know for a fact that I look like a beluga whale in that camera right there.
See, you brought up that exact phrasing in the last podcast.
It's my favorite way to describe myself.
And
would you prefer something else?
I think you're just putting yourself down just a little bit too much. I mean, granted, neither of us have the illusion that we're in great shape. But I think you're healthier than you were a few months ago.
That's the truth, 100%.
Despite the fact we're drinking whiskey and you had pizza for dinner.
Hey, pump the brakes, okay? It's been a rough day.
Yeah. But despite all that, at least it's going the correct direction. You know, and you're not one of those people that are like, I'm fine. This is beautiful. Deal with it.
Well, so here's the idea. We can touch on that in a second.
Yeah.
But the beauty of this is that I think that looking at this video a year from now,
yes,
we're going to go, wow.
Yep.
Look at us now compared to where we were then.
And and I think we're definitely motivating each other in a good way, you know.
Yeah, we're instead of being self-deprecating, we're deprecating each other for each other.
We're not that bad. And we're honest.
You're not going to the gym tonight?
Yeah.
Get in there.
Okay, well, that was needed.
Yeah.
I think. And I mean, you know, it is what it is, but I think having that's what's great about CrossFit is all the people that are there anyway give you the kind of, hey, where were you? What's going on?
Yeah.
But just even having somebody else where it's like, what are you doing? Where did you go today? What was the workout?
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll text you those workouts and it's like,
yeah, it's
like,
a little rough.
I made the mistake of agreeing to help set up a hidden network after one of my workouts.
Oh, God.
So it's not that big a deal.
No, but you have to be able to use your body.
Yeah. It took me 2 hours. And I drenched in sweat. Like, I was sweating so much for like an hour or more afterwards that it was just covering my glasses. I had to keep cleaning them. And it was a bad workout. And so I'm like, all right, all I have to do is plug in this router, access it, change the name, hide the SSID, make a moderately difficult password, and we're good to go. Did that, couldn't access the hidden network. What the heck is going on? Couldn't figure it out.
That's a figure stroker.
Then, come to find out the people in the back are like, we don't have any music and they're rolling 4K. And I'm like, oh God, that sounds horrible to do with music. They should probably have music. So I hook everything back up, go out into another access point, start plugging stuff in, still not getting it. So finally I take it to a computer that they have like the desktop set up, plug it in, you know, no internet connection, but just to access the router directly because you don't need the passwords really. Other than the admin password thing. I had misspelled the name of the hidden network. And I go, that's the problem with hidden networks. If you don't know the name, you can't find it. And arguably, you know. So what I did to troubleshoot
Unless you misspell it while typing it again.
Yes, so what I did to troubleshoot it is I left the 5G one as the default when I factory reset it again. And set the hidden one. Once I connected to the hidden one, went in, deactivated it, and we were good to go. But needless to say, I felt like death the whole time. And
So,
it was super frustrating.
For those of you who are still here after listening to all that jargon, what Corey did was set up a thing that was hidden and try to access it with the wrong name.
Yes. Yes, it's like...
For multiple hours.
It's like yelling into a crowd for your friend Bryson and yelling out, Steve!
Yeah.
Steve, come here! So, and expecting Bryson to appear.
That's a good analogy. Good analogy.
Yeah. So we both experienced something pretty strange today, and I thought it was kind of interesting. The sunset today was just absolutely nuts.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah, and not to be one of those sentimental types, but I thought that was pretty crazy.
Not to be one of those sentimental types, but sentimentally.
Yeah. I get here and I'm like, did you see that sunset? And when Bryson goes, yeah, that was like amazing. I'm like,
we both
okay.
happened to be driving, and I definitely pulled off to the side of the road on my way so that I could stop and take a picture because of how amazingly beautiful it was.
Yeah.
Like I told you, I don't think if you look through with 1,000 and I think I have 1,500 photos on my phone, I bet you wouldn't find one sunset. You might find one sunrise from like a fishing trip or something, but I don't just take pictures of sunsets. It was so beautiful, I was moved to pull my phone out of my pocket while stopping on the side of the road.
Stopping.
And take a picture. I actually took like 5 pictures.
Yeah.
Because it was just that beautiful. And I was this close to taking a video.
Yeah, it was...
And
nuts.
the problem is I looked at the pictures afterwards and they didn't even come close to doing it justice. It was one of those moments for me where I looked at it and was humbled a bit.
Yeah.
Just because of the beauty of it reminded me of the vastness of the world we live in.
That's deep. See, when I started doing art and all that stuff, I started to notice things more like that. So I was on the way over, I'm like, is this just something that I'm just noticing now? Like, maybe it's always that way. Maybe today I just happened to catch it and have that new appreciation for it. But no, it was not. I was not the only one. And literally the first person I asked agreed with me. So it was pretty cool.
I happened to be that first person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you were on your way to pick up pizza.
I did that. I'm not ashamed.
No, but it is what it is. So, yeah.
It was delicious.
Yeah. Your son eats pizza like a maniac.
You got to witness that for the first time.
It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, he likes to take the pizza, and you know how a normal human would eat pizza? They let the toppings be on the top, and the crust is the bottom. It's like a building, right? Mm-hmm. You put the foundation first, and then you build the walls and roof on top of that.
Yep.
My son believes that pizza should be eaten roof down.
Yep. No. See, your son believes in eating pizza like a zombie believes in eating people. He puts it in his mouth, lets the cheese hang out, then grabs and pulls like he's pulling the skin off of something.
Kind of does.
And then there's red all over his face, and I'm like, that's a little unsettling.
He's a savage.
Yeah. Speaking of The Walking Dead, did you ever get into that show?
Nope.
See,
I refuse to be part of that culture.
See, what? The Walking Dead culture or the zombie culture?
No, not really either per se. The popular TV culture.
Yeah. See,
I do my best to avoid it.
See, I don't want to be one of those snobs that said I read the comics. Because the comics were good because there wasn't anything like it.
The book was way better.
Yellow. No, see, the comics, there hadn't really been anything like it. So it was interesting. It was entertaining. A lot more brutal than the show. Like, people get their faces bitten off left and right with, like, reckless abandon.
Yeah, but the show's got way better cinematography and graphics, though.
Totally.
The special effects in the comic book kind of suck compared to the show.
Coral. But anyway, so if you don't like that, I highly suggest watching Z Nation on Sci-Fi. That's what zombie TV should be. It doesn't take itself too seriously.
I don't know, man. I guess I've never been that into the whole zombie thing.
See, I loved zombies before they were cool.
I watched the only movie I watched with zombie-esque creatures in it that I thought was pretty cool was the one with I Am Legend.
Yeah. And that's not even zombies.
They're like mutant things.
Mm-hmm. I did a paper on that movie for college.
God, what a geek.
The class was called Monsters, Robots, and Cyborgs.
Lots of ladies in that class.
Yeah. See,
you were just swimming in ladies.
There was, because first of all, it was SUNY IT. Second of all, everyone thought it would be super easy, and the opening speech by the professor is like, I hope you don't think this is going to be easy just based on the title. And it was probably the hardest class I took.
Really?
Yeah, because it got deep.
It was harder than
psychology and all that.
It was harder than finite math.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, finite math was not that hard for me. But
finite math was really hard for me because I didn't pay attention at all.
Yes.
I brought my laptop to class every single day, and I played World of Warcraft during class.
Yeah, see, in Monsters, Robots, and Cyborgs, you really dug into the questions like, what do human beings consider monstrous? What does it mean to be a monster? What is a cyborg? Are we cyborgs?
Yes.
Right now?
Yes.
Yes. I
would argue that anyone in this world right now who's walking around with a smartphone in their pocket is a cyborg.
Well, see, I would argue that right now, if it was just you with your glasses on, you're a cyborg because the glasses are helping you see.
That is hypothetically, that is a body modification.
Yeah, so
contact lenses even more so.
So it got deep. So my presentation on I Am Legend talked about, a little bit about the book, but mostly the alternative ending, which I think is amazing. The problem is that American consumers don't want to think when they watch a movie. The majority.
So is that why The Prestige failed so badly?
Yes.
That was such a good movie.
So the alternative true ending of I Am Legend, they go in, they start getting attacked, and they go and hide in the basement where they're curing one of these things, and he's done 50 to 100 of these creatures he's kidnapped, given this serum to try and turn them back to human, and they've all failed and the things have all died. So in the actual ending, that was released in movie theaters, they start to break through. Will Smith goes out like a boss, grabs a grenade, charges them, blows himself up, kills them, but the girl and the boy get away.
Right.
And the actual ending that they had to change because it was too complex was that Will Smith realized that he was the monster because not once did the monsters in the movie actually attack unprovoked. Every time they attack, they are being attacked or just panicking. They never actually kill anybody. So you find out that these monsters may just be the next evolutionary step for people. So he opens the thing, gives them back the girl, and they leave him alone and leave him alive. And Will Smith and the girl and the boy just go to a safe zone. And you look on the wall and see all the pictures of the creatures he's killed. And he realizes, wow, that's what I've done. And granted, because of them, his wife and daughter died in the movie. But it kind of makes you think that was a really cool ending because you think back to the movie and go, wow, every time was retaliation for him doing something. Like dropping a car to pull somebody out of a building. Interesting.
It is.
But, America's like, no, can't follow that.
Yeah, no, mate.
That's too much thinking. Like The Gray. That movie's horrible. It has too much thinking in it and you never realize what's at the end.
I never saw The Gray.
With Liam Neeson's?
I do love me some Liam Neeson, but I've never seen The Gray.
Spoiler alert.
No.
Yes.
Fine.
So, at the beginning of the movie, Liam Neeson's about to blow his brains out with his gun. Yeah. Pretty upbeat beginning of the movie. But he decides not to, and a wolf appears in the middle of the snowstorm. Okay?
Is he a stock?
So then, they get on the plane crashes, and he somehow manages to survive that. So then they're being hunted by a pack of wolves.
The wolf in him?
Yeah, basically. And then... I don't get it.
Okay. All right.
Long story short...
Wolves are known for being big time... they love to eat their own.
Yeah.
They're cannibals. That's the word I'm looking for.
Mm.
Wolves. Yeah. Definitely known cannibals.
So see, by the end of the movie, Liam Neeson's is the only one alive.
Liam Neeson is the wolf.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
And then he finds himself, while they're trying to run, he finds himself in the den of this pack of wolves. And he fights the alpha wolf for supremacy. And
this seems really believable.
Yeah, but the thing is that I think they had to add something at the end. They added, so at the end, he takes vodka bottles, puts them in, breaks them, and he's, about ready to fight for his life. And the whole idea of the movie is here's a guy who, at the beginning of the movie, was going to take his own life. That despite all this hardship, is still fighting for his life. So it's a really strong message.
All right.
And then people are like, that's stupid, though. What happened? Did he beat the wolf? And it's like, you're never going to beat a pack of wolves with your fists.
The best thing you can hope for is to not die.
No, the best thing you can hope for is to die quick, because wolves will eat you butt first.
Yes, they want you to be...
you'll be alive.
You want your food fresh. They just want their meat good and fresh. If you kill it first, it starts to rot.
Yeah, so ideally... they would just take out your jugular and it would be over like that.
Yeah. So let's turn this to a little less, gruesome, horrific, terrible side of the podcast. Let's turn it around and let's talk about, so then we're already on the subject of movies. What is one of your favorite scenes from a movie?
Oh, not even.
I've got a few that I could mention.
Not favorite movie.
No. Scenes. It could be a terrible movie.
I'll tell you the only movie I've ever cried to.
All right.
And the only time I've ever really remembered, bawling.
Okay.
I was, I think, 8 years old. And I went to see the movie Armageddon.
Oh, my God.
With Bruce Willis.
I was going to say, that's the first time, that movie is the first movie that ever made me have what I would call a man cry.
So when and this is one of the things that really made me fall in love with good cinematography and stuff, is when they draw straws and his daughter's boyfriend, husband, whatever, can't remember at this moment, gets the short straw.
I believe.
Yeah, gets the short straw. And he takes him down and he's like, I'll walk out with you. And he pulls the patch and everything off his shirt and gives it to him. And decides to blow himself up instead. And all, the scenes of her growing up and, that flash before he...
I'm getting a little weepy just thinking about it.
That's the only
I can't believe that you pulled out the same scene.
Yeah.
All right, so I can't say that's the only thing that's ever made me cry. Because when I was a little kid, I don't know what happened to me in adulthood. I must have really screwed myself up. But when I was a kid, I used to cry a lot.
You're a baby, we know.
I was sensitive. I don't know what happened. Something broke. But when I was little, I remember this specifically. It's one of my earliest memories. I was probably 6, maybe 7. We watched the movie Twister.
Yeah. And
I cried during the movie Twister when I was a little kid. And you're not even going to remember the scene. It's completely unmemorable. One of the old ladies, I don't remember the character. It was this. I haven't seen Twister in 20 years. So it was an old lady. She purchased drinks for the two main characters, and it was an older lady. And she gave them to them, and they proceeded to take a sip and set their drinks on the top of their truck. And then here comes the Twister, and they just hop in the truck and tear off, and the drinks dump on the ground. So I cried because the old lady with a fixed income wasted her money on those slackers.
That is probably the most horrible story I've ever heard. I can understand, I Am Legend when the dog dies.
Was that a little anticlimactic for you? Yeah, oh, well. Well, I was going to say, I wasn't going to go to the sad stuff. Mm. I was going to take this another direction. So I was going to say how pathetic it is that one of my favorite scenes from any movie ever was the moment from How to Train Your Dragon 2 when Toothless goes all alpha. If you've seen the movie, you know what the scene is I'm talking about. You've never seen the movie? You've never seen the movie? How to Train Your Dragon is probably one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm not afraid to admit that animated movies are awesome.
No, I don't think they're not awesome. I just,
You should definitely watch How to Train Your Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
I have them on Blu-ray. You can borrow them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I won't do that, but okay.
You should do that.
Yeah. So,
that was one. And another one that came to mind is from Boondock Saints. The courtroom scene.
No. That is like so cliche. Oh,
Yeah,
I love that scene.
It's a good scene. That's
my
why.
favorite scene.
I'm
is
sorry
the rope
that
scene in that movie.
I mean, that's a good scene too.
Why are you ever gonna need that rope? Always bring rope. It's never failed me to this day. Okay. Along the same line, favorite movie.
Okay. My favorite movie.
Mm-hmm.
Smokey and the Bandit.
I don't think I've ever seen it or remember it. I probably have, but...
For those of you just listening, I'm blinking a lot.
Yeah, he's pretty shocked.
That's definitely on my list. No doubt about it. And since you don't remember seeing it, you definitely need to go watch it. It's a great movie. And I would have to say that up near that would probably be How to Train Your Dragon. I'm telling you, it's that good. You gotta go watch it.
So, my favorite movie...
Toothless is bomb.
...is The Rock. Have you ever seen it? Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage.
Can't say I have.
It takes place on Alcatraz, and
you know what? I might have seen it.
Sean Connery's the only person to ever successfully escape from it.
Long time ago, right?
Old movie.
Yeah. I think I remember.
It's one of those movies that, like, every time it came on, I'd have to watch. Think carefully. So, along the scene, I think it's funny because video games, I think, are kind of reaching that level of entertainment. Are you looking for Bird Dog? We've got that. Anyway, so...
Toss me that.
So,
Mate.
One of the most memorable scenes from a video game, and I've shared this with you, is the scene where Dom sacrifices himself in Gears of War 3. And that's where that song, All Around Me Are Familiar.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's like...
Such a good song.
So, what happens there is they're like getting overrun. And Dom has been going crazy ever since he found out his wife was like turned into a slave and killed. And like he...
if you're gonna have a reason to go crazy,
yeah. So like he's just So they think he's running, and takes this tanker away, and they think that he's abandoning them. And then he told them to run, so he rams into the thing and blows everything up in spectacular fashion. But it's all set to that song, and it's just like, wow. And that's the only probably video game moment that's given me feels like that. Other than like some epic Halo stuff in the campaigns.
I'll never forget in Halo... Was it Halo 2? The very last battle in the campaign where they played that Breaking Benjamin song, Blow Me Away.
I think so. Yeah, I think that's the second one.
Yeah, it was either 2 or 3. It definitely wasn't number 1. But that was like so epic. Yeah. I think that was the first time, outside of like Need for Speed or whatever, that I'd ever heard like a real piece of like popular music in a video game. And I remember getting so pumped for that. It was awesome. And I would have to say that there's definitely been some moments in video games that have hit me right in the feels. Mm-hmm. One in particular game that definitely reminds me of some feels would probably be Final Fantasy VII.
So overrated.
Everything I do is overrated. You know that.
Yeah.
Dude, have you heard of this game Fortnite, though? You know what? I've never played Fortnite.
We'll talk about that in a second.
No, we won't.
Will.
I'm never going to play Fortnite.
So, I don't want to convince you to play Fortnite. I just think it's insane how... I play it. I think it's insane how popular it is. Because it's not a game for everyone. Or maybe it is, I guess.
It's a game for all 11-year-olds, including Corey.
No. See, the thing is, that have you ever played a Battle Royale game? Do you know what that is?
Depends on what you mean by battle royale.
You're one of 100 people. When you die, you're dead. And the goal is to be the last person standing.
Not really.
So
Battlefield is sort of kind of like that because there's big campaign pieces like that where there's like 100 people in a battle.
Yeah.
But you do respawn.
Yeah. So no respawns, no nothing. You drop with nothing. You have to pick up random loot on the ground and in chests and stuff. So there's a lot of luck involved. So that's the thing. It's like
my favorite kind of game, RNG.
It's very rare to win.
In case anybody's wondering, RNG, it stands for random number generator. It's a nerd term.
Yeah.
It means luck.
Yeah. So I find it surprising that so many people like it, but I think it's partly because to some people, just getting to a certain number, like within the top 10, top 20, is enough and considered a win, even if they get no kills. That they'll just hide in a bush the whole time and be like, dude, I got to 9th place, though. I didn't get a single kill and got killed instantly.
All the 10-year-olds.
Yeah. But, I think that's probably it.
You know what you are? You're just a mean person. The reason why you like playing Fortnite is because you win at it because everyone else who plays it's 20 years younger than you.
I don't win it that much.
You win it that much.
There's a lot of good players playing that. I mean, a lot of people play.
So what you're telling me is you're a total scrub and you get beaten by 11-year-olds all the time.
Yeah. Dude, I would get beaten by an 11-year-old version of myself. My 11-year-old version of me played a ton of video games and was really good at video games.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
Play your 11-year-old version of you, right? You now versus 11-year-old you at Smash.
Yeah, 11-year-old me at Smash would smash me now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I just played too much.
Yeah, remember that? Remember back in those days, man? Remember when we were little?
Yeah.
When we were wee?
Not the best choices.
No, we turned into us.
Yes. See, I remember, and we both did like theater and some after-school activities.
Yeah.
I did some sports.
Why did you do theater?
Let's see. I started in middle school.
Yeah, I didn't.
I don't know why.
I think I started 8th grade. Middle school, but like
I think it was just because I did chorus and they had asked.
So was there ever like a moment where you thought theater is awesome because there's a lot of chicks here?
Kind of.
Because I definitely remember having that thought, like, if I go play sports, I get to spend a ton of time with a bunch of dudes. But if I go to theater, I'm going to be the minority.
Yeah, I never thought of it.
No?
Like that, no. That didn't really concern me that much.
Man, I guess just at some point puberty hit me like a truck.
Yeah, see, I had never had an issue being around, like, I had mostly, I wouldn't say mostly, but I had been around a lot of girls growing up anyway. So it never really.
Well, you didn't really have a lot of like romantic interests in high school anyway, really.
No. I had more in middle school because I didn't care.
When was your first girlfriend?
Elementary school.
Me too. What grade?
Second
grade?
Yeah. I used to get this girl little rings from the machine and I'd leave them on her desk.
I remember when I was in 4th grade. We can't mention names.
No, but I will say that this girl, I went to her house in high school because she was a friend of my cousin and was having a birthday party or something. And she showed me that she had saved the ring.
Oh, really?
The little the quarter ring.
Is this who I think it is?
Probably.
All right. I think I know who this is. What was your first kiss?
Maybe early middle school, late elementary school.
I remember mine like it was yesterday.
The one that I remember was regrettable because it was kind of one of those like weird party things where it was kind of obligatory. So.
Oh, so you had like a spin the bottle deal going on? Yeah,
but that's the one I could remember. I can't remember.
My first kiss was in 6th grade.
Mm-hmm.
With the first girl in our class that got boobs. Because as soon as I saw that, I was like, trance. You know what I'm saying? Because puberty hit me like a truck.
Yeah.
So all I could think about was boobs. That's the way, for any of the one ladies listening, men, well, boys, as a teenager, literally, I mean, the only thing you can think about is girls. At least that's the way it was for me. Like, pretty much every waking moment of the day was girls. It was ridiculous. I tried to do other things, but eventually every 5 seconds probably.
Yeah.
And it's rather uncomfortable, but either way, I remember it like it was yesterday, dude. It was like a quick smooch before we got on the bus, before we went our separate ways. That was my first kiss ever. And now, looking back, like, I never really thought to do it, but like a couple months ago, I just Googled her name. Facebook. I used Facebook. I didn't use Google. And I saw a picture of her, and I was like, whew, dodged a bullet.
Middle school, man. Those things stick with you.
Man. Woo! That was a rough one.
Yeah. I don't know. Middle school was more of the time when that happened, and then by high school I had kind of mellowed out a little bit.
I don't know. Never stopped for me until I was like,
I don't know.
20.
It was like probably 2 of the 4 years, though, in high school.
Dude,
that I was...
I would say for a good solid 8 years, I was just like every 5 seconds, girls. Boobs. Girls.
I mean, that was always there, but not like... I don't know.
I think
didn't feel
genetic.
like it was all absorbing.
I think it's genetic. You've met my dad.
Maybe.
I try to suppress it, but...
I mean, there's always that side, I think, for probably girls, too. But
I agree. I think so, but to a different extent, I think.
In a different way.
I think that guys are biologically driven to do certain things, like sow their oats, if you will.
I just realized that was the first sip of that whiskey I had, and it shocked me because it's a completely different taste. I'm like,
that's pretty
weird.
good, though.
Yeah, it's not
pretty good. Look at the difference in color. Same exact company. I mean,
see, what
this
I don't
one
like,
looks like it might be radioactive.
I don't like flavored whiskeys because of the film the flavoring leaves in.
Oh, which one did you go with?
Bird Dog.
Oh,
I started with the Red Bush.
What'd you think of it?
I liked it. It's not bad.
It's very strong blackberry flavor.
Yeah, see, I just don't like flavored stuff.
Well, maybe you should have avoided it. There's like 30
I
other
thought I'd
unflavored
try
things.
I thought I'd try it. I
Fair
didn't
enough.
get that much of it.
Fair
but
enough.
it's
I gotta
like,
give you the respect for the fact that you actually reached out and went for it.
Yeah. But the syrup is what gets me. It's like you look in it and it's like...
Oh, they definitely... I wonder if it's got high fructose corn syrup in it. You think it's got high fructose?
Probably.
Who purposely goes out and says, you know what would make this snack taste absolutely delicious? High fructose corn syrup.
What's even worse is the fact that they still sell like vegetable oil,
how
and
expensive
canola oil and stuff like that.
How expensive is sugar? Today, in the age that we live in, how freaking expensive is sugar? I mean, sugar's already bad enough. Why are we going to take sugar and make it out of corn? Yeah. Have you ever tasted corn? I've tasted corn. You've definitely tasted corn. Corn's not that sweet.
I beg to differ.
Corn generally is not that sweet.
And
they're not making high fructose corn syrup out of delicious sweet corn.
No, there's something else in there.
They're distilling it down through very unnatural processes and turning into something it's not.
Isn't that everything, though?
Not everything. Not everything.
Some things.
If you go out and buy broccoli, it's still broccoli.
So I forgot that school's back in session.
It is.
And I was going through Camden. I'm like, maybe, walk the dog. I'm like, maybe I'll go quick run through McDonald's. We all know that McDonald's is never really all that fast anyway.
No.
And then there was a sporting event. And the line of cars, I just turned around and went home. I'm like, I'd rather starve than
be faster to drive a half an hour to the nearest fast food place, go there, and then come back.
Yep. Sad days. But, we can't have a Taco Bell or anything else there because that would just be ridiculous.
Yeah, it would be. But this town ain't big enough for 2 fast food restaurants, but we can have 4 pizzerias.
Yeah. 4.
Yeah, 4 pizzerias.
Italian food, man. Never get enough. I think if a good Mexican place opened up, they'd kill.
Yeah, man. Like a real Mexican place.
Yes. Well, and it doesn't even have to be real Mexican. It can be.
It just shouldn't be Taco Bell.
Yeah, it can be just like take
tortillas. But it also can't
put
be
meat
Chipotle.
in them, and there you go.
It also can't be Chipotle because it's got to be super reasonably priced.
Yeah, it's got.
So you got to be able to go there and buy a taco for $2.
Really well.
You got to be able to buy a taco for $2.
I think a Moe's would do really well.
I don't know, man. Moe's is kind of expensive.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
It's got to be Taco Bell level prices, but with like slightly higher quality.
I don't know. I think at some point you got to have some money coming in. Have you ever eaten at that restaurant Core?
No. You told me not to.
What? No, I didn't.
You did. You totally did. Last time I said, I think I'm going to swing by that Core Eatery. And you said,
no,
food's aight.
No, because I love it there.
Maybe you changed your opinion since then. This was a while ago.
No, I've always, since the first time I went there, I liked it. The problem is it's expensive as hell. Expensive as hell.
Speaking of expensive, you know what really bothers me? You know what grinds my gears?
Really?
That look is pretty priceless.
Yeah.
You know what really gets my goat is the fact that the place where we both go to buy our supplements shares a door with Five Guys burgers and fries.
Dude. Oh, Five Guys.
It's not fair, man.
No,
That's not right. They should be in two separate hemispheres of the world, but they share the same door. Literally, you have to walk into the Five Guys door. It has the Five Guys logo on the door.
Yep.
And then you have to take a right to go to our NutriShop,
and you can
or
get
a left.
Just a whiff.
Oh, it's more than a whiff.
Yeah.
It's more than a whiff.
I think I feel bad for anyone with a peanut allergy that they may never know the glory that is that.
Or Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah. But it's funny because my perspective of things have changed. So it used to be like, wow, you get fries at Five Guys and they just dump them in the bag. And now I get it and I'm like, I can't even get to the burger. My burger is all covered in fries and it's all greasy and the wrapper's greasy. Because I never eat.
It's a grease experience.
Yeah. I never eat Five Guys in Five Guys because I think it's bad enough. So like,
what, you just don't want to be seen?
Yeah.
So if Five Guys had a drive-thru, you'd be hitting that all the time.
So I hide in my car. You know, I might throw a movie on my phone or something, and I sit there in my shame, and I'm just covered in grease because I put the patty, like the foil on my thing.
This is a mistake. This is all just a big mistake. You know what? Shame, the definition of shame, 100% can be described only by a fat guy. All right? One of the biggest moments of shame in my adult life, and I've done this several times. I wish I could say I've only done it once, but I've done it a lot. Where you go to a fast food place and you order so much food that you order multiple beverages so that it looks like it's for more than just you.
Yep.
So you put this in perspective for you. Go to Burger King, okay? Say they've got the 2 for $6 Whopper chicken deal going, which they currently have going.
Which is ridiculous.
So
their food is horrible.
Yeah, but it's so tasty. So say you go there and you're like, okay, they got 2 for $6. That's pretty good. So I'm gonna get 2 of those, not 2 for $6, but 2 for $6. So you're like, I'll get 2 Whoppers with cheese and then 2 crispy chicken sandwiches. And you know what? I'm gonna want some fries with that. So let's get a fry. Oh man, I really want an onion ring. I want that flavor going on. So let me get some onion rings up in here too. And man, it'd be really sweet. Their chicken nuggets are so cheap here. You can get a 20-piece for $3.29. Man, that's
their
cheap.
Chicken nuggets are horrible.
They're terrible, but they're $3.29 for 20.
I'm pretty sure they've just got a stockpile of them.
So you're like, you know what? They're only $3.29. Let me throw a 20-piece in there.
They literally just grab them with a shovel. They like got a stockpile from like 1922, and they're just shoveling them in.
So let's put this in perspective now. So you've spent $20 on food, and then you go, oh no, that's a lot of food I just ordered. And then you go, I'm going to have to get some beverages with this to break it up and look like it's 3 meals. So if I were to order that, I would order 3 drinks.
Yep. See, I think the first step to admitting you have a food problem is when the place recognizes you and calls you by name. The second problem is when you go to perhaps a small pizza joint and the stuff you get for lunch is so big that they have to put it in a large pizza box to give you. I'm not saying that happened recently to somebody here at this table, but that was, I'm walking out with somebody's walking out with a large pizza box for lunch, and I'm like,
oh, God. Oh, that's not good. Not that recently, but recently enough, got so much food at McDonald's that it came in the grocery bag that they have. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, they put the salads in it. Because they decided to introduce salads that can't fit in any bag but the grocery bags.
Yeah, so my meal that I got that was just for me came in 3 paper bags inside of a grocery bag.
Yeah. Well, I remember the...
And you wonder why we're so fat. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah,
You're leaving with a large pizza box full of who knows what.
Yep. Our go-to meals when we used to work together were McDonald's and Drex. And what?
Yeah.
And Drex was the full sub with an large order of mozzarella sticks. And something else.
Macaroni and cheese bites.
Yeah, or something like that.
Or fries, or both.
Yeah. And sometimes chocolate chip cookies.
I never got the chocolate chip cookies. That was you.
But sometimes we go to Fast Track and get, like, chips or something.
Yeah.
Yep. So, then the McDonald's, when they had that 2 for $5 or 2 for $10 deal, where you could get, like, 10 chicken nuggets. And
it was 2 for $6.
Yeah, you get the 10 chicken nuggets, get, like, the sandwich, and then we get another sandwich meal with the fries.
My normal order at McDonald's up until recently was a double quarter pounder with cheese meal. Mm-hmm. In a large, with a diet.
Woo! There you go.
And a double cheeseburger.
See, my go-to is the...
a sandwich meal with a sandwich on the side.
Have you had the new honey glazed chicken tenders?
No, because I don't go to McDonald's that often.
Yeah. The new honey glazed chicken tenders. You eat them...
We're supposed to be setting an example for people here.
I know. You eat them and you know... that whatever's in that sauce is probably killing you. It's taking years off your life.
You know that moment? So this is something I've just realized recently, because my whole life I've been feeling like crap, and I never really realized it that much. But ever since I started eating better, this last week I've been eating a little poor, just because of a lot of reasons. We've just been really busy. But either way, we haven't had a lot of time to cook and prepare meals in the way we should be. So we've been eating out a lot. And I've made some poor decisions along the way. Because it's just putting yourself in a bad position when you go out to a restaurant like that. So I've ordered stuff and I eat it. So like, I don't know.
You eat the food you ordered?
No, I just order it and throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
So we went to, I think it was Taco Bell like a few days ago. And I got, I don't know, some stuff. Like 7 or 8 tacos. And...
oh my God. The $5 box does it for me. Because when the food hits my stomach, it's no break. It instantly goes, ooh.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like,
I was getting there. I was getting there. So I had a cheesy gorgiti crunch, my favorite. 2 hard tacos, beefy 5-layer burrito, and a beefy Frito burrito. And then Trina didn't eat one of her tacos, so I...
Oh, God, Bryson.
Right, so I ate all those things.
Bryson.
With Diablo sauce on all of it.
El Diablo. Diablo. Dude, the Diablo sauce is amazing.
It's good stuff.
It's not hot at all.
No, it's not.
But it's really good.
It's tasty.
The spicy ranch. Have you had that?
All right, calm down over there, homeboy.
Spicy ranch is
calm
really
down.
good.
My story's not over yet. So I ate all that food, and I felt fabulous right away. Like, I felt great. I felt... No, I'm not kidding. I really did. I felt good. I'm like, yes, my stomach is so full. I feel fabulous. And then, about a half an hour later, my stomach goes... And then I started feeling like this slapping of gas down my intestines. Like, as it turned corners, I was like, boof, boof, boof. And it was very uncomfortable. And it reminded me of how I used to feel most of the time. And I'm like, I never want to get back to feeling this way every day. And then I woke up this morning with a headache. Like, not this morning, but the morning
No.
Afterwards, I woke up with a headache, just realizing that my body was like pushing all this junk out.
Yeah, see, I've never been a big fan of the hard tacos, even like the Doritos Locos tacos.
They're so
there.
good, man.
They're not that good.
Oh, they're so good though.
They're not.
Did you ever have? They don't have them anymore. But did you have the spicy?
Yeah, I did, and I liked like the burritos with the soft outside, but even the like
because you're soft.
Yeah. So what
I'm
I
hard
do
AF.
for the $5 box, I love that we're talking about Taco Bell right now because I never used to eat Taco Bell. But what I do now is I
never
replace,
used to eat hamburger.
Yeah, replace all like beef and beans with steak, and I have them add jalapenos.
So when you go to Taco Bell, it's $87.
So the $5 box becomes like a $13.95 box. I upgrade to the large Baja Blast because while you're there, you might as well have the Baja Blast.
All right, I'm not gonna lie. That was the exact thought that ran through my brain when I was there. I got up to the thing and I go, "Oh, they've got some tea here, and they've got some diet soda, and the Baja."
Yeah.
And I guess what I put in my cup?
Baja Blast.
No, I didn't. I put Diet Pepsi. No, I got Baja Blast.
Yeah.
Of course I did.
So that and then the spicy ranch, and I'm not gonna lie. Right now, I'm thinking Taco Bell's is open 24 hours a day, right?
No. They're open late, not 24 hours. They're open till like 1. Well, you got plenty of time. This is another after dark.
Yes. After dark.
What happened is I was out all day.
Yes.
And you were, I don't know, being around places all day.
Yeah.
I think I drove 120 miles today.
Fun. Yeah, see, the only issue with the late nights like this is that I have to get home and then let the dog out because I leave before the dog usually goes to bed. So I'm stretching it. If I want to wake up at 4 a.m, I can just go home and go to sleep. But most likely I'm going to have to let him out and use the bathroom.
You know, I realized a small disadvantage to the video podcast version of this show. I have no idea how long we've been talking for.
Yeah, I just was going to say that I think I have to pull out my phone here to see.
Let's see. How long we've
been?
It
is 9:55.
All right, we've probably been talking for a while.
Yeah, I think so. I think this went pretty good. You notice that we have the pop filters on here. I think it's a nice touch. Makes it look fancier.
100% aesthetic choice.
Yes.
The pop filters were originally fully functional.
And I think they're still somewhat functional.
I don't think that's how pop filters work.
Pop filters, though?
I think you just think it makes us look fancy.
Yeah.
So, here's the deal. We really hope that everybody enjoyed the very first inaugural episode of Babbleheads video.
Yes.
I think that it went pretty terribly. We'll see how it looks in editing, right?
Yeah. Who's gonna do the editing though?
Oh, probably me.
Why?
Because you're a slacker. That's
the question is: are we gonna use the audio from this or that?
What? Well, that's an easy question.
Is it?
It is. Stop asking dumb questions, Corey. All right, everybody, listen to us on iTunes and Google. SoundClouds and Google places.
Have you heard about Spotify yet?
No. I feel like the people at Spotify hate us. They listened to the first podcast.
Us.
Yep. They listened to it and said, no! But you know what? We're just going to not respond to them because we hate them that much.
Yep.
But yeah, we're on iTunes and Google Play and SoundCloud and Stitcher.
Yep.
Which I just found out that my new car is going to have Stitcher built into it.
That's weird.
Isn't it, though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe sometime in the near future, we might have a third babbler for just a random episode.
See this? See this big empty space just waiting for an extra
No.
babbler.
See the space where a moderately normal-sized human could fit?
Yeah, this wouldn't fit one of us.
No. If there was a third of us here, we would all just be all on top of each other. Right now, all we have is the Bushmills. Because, we didn't want to have too much whiskey on the table.
All right, I think we're babbling along a little too hard.
The babbling is droning on a little bit. So,
no, it's just you.
Really? Okay.
Later, everybody.